What happens if a political candidate dies before the election? In 2000, Mel Carnahan, the Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate in Missouri, was in a tight race against Republican John Ashcroft, a well-known figure and former governor. Carnahan was popular, but the race was close. Then, just 3 weeks before Election Day, tragedy struck. Mel Carnahan died in a plane crash while flying through bad weather with his son and an aide. All three were killed. The state and the country was shocked. Now, normally that would end a political campaign, but in this case, it didn't. Ballots had already been printed. There wasn't enough time to remove his name. So the Democratic Party made a bold move. They kept Mel Carnahan on the ballot and announced that if he won, his widow, Jean Carnahan, would be appointed in his place. People didn't just sympathize, they rallied. They turned out in huge numbers to vote not just for a candidate, but for what he stood for. And on November 7th, 2000, something incredible happened. Mel Carnahan won. With 51% of the vote, he beat a living, powerful opponent while already dead. It was the first time in U.S. history that a deceased person was elected to the U.S. Senate. Shortly after, the governor fulfilled the promise and appointed Jean Carnahan to take his seat. She served in the Senate, continuing his legacy. So, yeah, a dead man literally beat a former governor in a U.S. election. You can't make this stuff up. History is wild and way stranger than fiction. Like the video and subscribe to Lost Words, where history's silent stories come back one lost word at a time.